Welcome back to In Pursuit 360. And somebody actually wrote the comment on one of the videos of, does anybody really want to do this job anymore? Well, I don't know. Let's talk about that. And here we are back at In Pursuit 360. And one of the comments on one of the videos, and I don't remember which one it was, I didn't write it down. Every now and then I get kind of like one of those crazy comments of, oh, oink oink, or, whatever. Um, and I'll just make them disappear, or I just ignore them, right? Because in this line of work, you can't let people get to you. But somebody asked the question, does anybody really want to do this kind of work anymore? So, let's talk about that. Let's answer that question. If you're watching this video, or if you've checked out my channel and you subscribed and you're watching the interview things and all that, you apparently are interested in becoming a law enforcement officer. But what if you're just so happen to be searching and you come across something you come across something that just kind of stands out, like maybe this video will pop up, like who wants to be a cop, right? Or why would you want to be a cop? And you've never really thought about it, or maybe it kind of crossed your mind, but people have talked you out of it, or things that you've seen on the news that made you go, I don't know, maybe that's not for me. Why would anybody want to get into this job? Well, anybody that decides that they want to get into law enforcement, it's because it's a calling. Well, most, it's a calling. Some people are like, oh, I just need a job, right? Actually, it's kind of funny well, it's not funny, but in the a lot of lower income areas, um, the study shows that there are two main ways to kind of get out, right? To get out of that low income problem area or whatever. One's the military. The second is being a first responder. So whether it be a cop, a firefighter, or a rescue worker, right? Um, those are the two ways, first responder and military, of getting out of some of these low income areas, or like a lower middle class set where you can kind of like start kind of stepping up some of that social, not social ladder, but the economic ladder, right? Where you can make a little more money. Now you can't get rich as a cop; ain't gonna happen, right? And you actually have a better chance of getting more rich as a firefighter. They make some pretty good money, and their schedules are like freaking awesome. But anyway, so there are people that do it because initially, um, just as a way out, right? Or, oh, I think that'll be cool. That's another one. Oh, it just looks like it's cool. Yeah, I want to chase bad guys, right? Not not that they understand that it's not just wanting to chase bad guys. It's wanting to make a difference. Most officers that tend to join and stay and do well do it because they want to help. They want to make a difference. They want to make a difference in their community. As corny as that may sound, that's why most people really get into this career field of law enforcement, is because you want to make a difference. You want to help people. Now, are there some bad apples? Yeah, there are some bad apples. Do they make the rest of us look bad? From time to time, yes, they definitely make us look bad. And they definitely bring on all the crap comments that people make, oink, oink, piggy, piggy, la, 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 all that other crap, right? But most of the officers, probably 97% of the officers that are out there for the right reasons. It's that small percentage of bad ones, that make the rest of us look bad. So why would anybody want to get into this job or do this job? Because you want to help people, because you want to make a difference. There's there's a local department, and I think it's the Douglas Police Department, the Douglas City Police Department here, in my area. And on the back of an SUV, it says something like, "Join now and make a difference in your own community," or something like that, right? So basically, if you got any complaints, you need to join up and make a difference. It's kind of like voting, right? They always say, well, if you didn't go vote, you don't have a right to complain. Well, you know what? if you got a problem with the way things are being done, if you think there's some major problem in your local law enforcement agency, go join and fix it. How about that one? Go join and fix it. Stop your moaning and groaning and whining and crying and go sign up. Funny how people that are so willing to complain and whine and cry and, oh, they're bad. Oh, they did this, they did. You don't see them out there risking their lives, do you? See, here's what most people in society don't really understand or get. They don't understand that while they're sleeping every night, they, at night, 10, 11 o'clock, maybe one or two if they don't really have a job and have to get up because they tend to be the ones that tend to yell the loudest, right? While they're sleeping, there are cops out there getting shot at and stabbed and punched and fighting and chasing bad guys, right? That goes on 24 hours a day. Society goes on about their business. They go home, they go to sleep. Every now and then, there's a bad cop out there, and they turn on the news, and the only section of the video they show is the part that looks bad. They don't show the part before the incident where the bad guy gets punched. They don't show how he slapped the cop and threw something on the cop and then kicked the cop and then ran from the cop and then started kicking the cop as he was getting cuffed. The only thing you see is the cop punch him one time before he gets the cuffs on, right? Right? They don't show the rest of it. But that one incident then blackens everything, right? We just everything they tear everybody down. Why would anybody want to join that? Why? There are a lot of people that still want to join the profession in spite of all that because they know they want to make a difference. That's why people become law enforcement officers. So all you naysayers out there, all you doubters, just just say thank you. I'd rather it's kind of like A Few Good Men, right? I would rather you just said thank you and go on your way than you to question why somebody wants to join law enforcement. I mean, really, if you really have to ask that question, you're definitely not interested in it. Either that or you're having some serious doubts. So if you're having some serious doubts, but it's a genuine want, hey, talk to me. I'm here for you. There are lots of reasons to join law enforcement. Um, you hear about the bad stuff on the news, but what you don't hear about is the good stuff. How many lives do officers save every day by performing CPR? How many lives do they save by having an AED in their cruiser and they use it and save somebody? How many times have officers taken off their gun belts and jumped in the lake to save a child or a drowning victim? How many times I had one guy that I used to work with jumped off a riverbank into a river trying to save somebody that jumped off a bridge. Um, you know, all these selfless acts that are out there. How many officers have busted out the windows of a burning car to drag somebody out of it, risking their own lives, constantly risking their own lives in everything they do. And every traffic stop, you pull over a speeder to stop people from risking other people's lives with their reckless driving, um, and they get hit by cars. Every traffic stop is a risk. Have you said thank you to any of them? Have you ever thought about any of that? They're out there risking their lives every day so society can be safer. So why would anybody want to get into that? Because it's an ability to serve. It's the ability to serve and protect. It's a calling. It's a calling. If you get into it and you stay in it, it's a calling. You need to do it for the right reasons. And the right reasons are to protect and serve. That's what the old motto used to always be. Protect, serve, maintain that integrity and do things the right way. So why would anybody want to get into this profession? I don't think I can make it any clearer than that. So, all right, that takes care of that. So yeah, I got a little speechy in the middle. I would say I apologize for that, but I don't. I really try to keep politics and everything out of this, but sometimes it has to come into play. Um, so if you're interested if you're interested in anything that may seem a little more political or dealing with more common topics of the day, you can always go check out my other channel, which is Keeping It Real with 360. That's right, Keeping It Real with 360. Just launched it. You can go over there and check that one out too. I would really appreciate it. That one has a little more, that has more opinion in it. The things I do on this channel in Pursuit 360 are um, getting hired as a law enforcement officer, right? How to get hired, the things that to expect in the job, and things like that, with no lean on anything else. Because in law enforcement, when you wear that badge, you have to be in the middle, right? We are not judge, jury, and executioner. We are only the enforcer of the law, and then we pass them off to the judge and the jury, possibly the executioner, but that's not our job in law enforcement. So over on the other channel, Keeping It Real with 360, I get a little more opinionated over there. So maybe go check that out. So I would appreciate it. But anyway, all right. So don't forget, subscribe, bell notification, know when the next video comes out. Give me that thumbs up, thumbs down if you have to. Let me know why. And let me know if there are any other topics or anything out there that you want to hear about. Meanwhile, stay safe out there.